Virgos. How are you guys doing? Welcome, welcome, and I am back. For those of you that don't know who I am, my name is Patty, and I'm actually going to move this around a little bit. And I have been gone for a little bit. I had a knee replacement surgery, so many of you didn't get to see me for about a week and a half, and I tried to do readings, but oh my goodness, it was a nightmare. So I am back for you guys, and I'm glad to be back to be doing your readings and hopefully other things for people to help them in their journey. And for those that did brand new, I do intuitive tarot mixed in with astrology and numerology. I get most of my reading from downloads from divine or whoever comes through, and also the wisdom that they send through and energies as well. But because they are energy and the planets are all energy, it all works and plays together. So bear with me as I shift around every now and then because I still am healing, and because it just happened a little over a week ago. So let's get started. So this is your reading. Hey, Star, welcome. Happy Sunday. This is your reading for the 22nd through. Did I do you guys already? I didn't do you guys already. Okay. I have to think, did I do you guys? I'll make sure, because Star, you popped on all of them. So I was like, did I do this one already? So anyway, let's get started. This is for the 22nd through the 28th of March. Now we're at the end, and Star, you probably have heard a couple of these things. We're at the end of March. However, these energies, I'm getting really strong energies that these new energies coming up in April are going to be April, May, and June. So it's going to be like a 3-month thing. So I will be going over the astrology charts later today and seeing what's going on with that. So, oh, okay. Phew, scared me. So just have to yell at me, Patty, do mine, do mine. But like I said, the divine picks the ones I do that I start with actually during the day. So let's keep going. Now, for those that are brand new, this first card is going to be, the first oracle is going to be Divines. So he's asking me to pick a card for him because he wants to focus in on certain energies, certain things that might be going on in your life, maybe some transformation things, just like with who I did with the Aquarius, a lot of transformation things going on there. But also, too, something that might resonate with you and focus in on what you need to be doing for your life this week and for the upcoming 3 months. Woohoo! So let's see what Divine has to share with you this next week and future. Boy, I've sort of expected that last one, but let's see here. So the first card out, interesting. Okay, so the first card out, I'm listening to some downloads he's giving me, is the Raven. And the Raven is magic. I don't know. I don't really believe in magic per se. I believe in miracles. I believe in things happening for a reason. And if we pay close attention to what's going on, these synchronistic events that are happening, like that says, synchronistic events, I don't believe it's all coincidence. So this Raven, this card, I struggle with because the divine is saying, it's not coincidence that any of this stuff is happening. It's not magic. I orchestrate it. So is orchestrating things to happen in your life, things to allow, he allows things to happen in our life. But there's some synchronistic events that he wants you to pay attention to. I don't know what that is for you, but what has been happening, here's my question to you guys. What has been happening in your life? And I'd say this last month of March, that seems to be either a pattern happening or something that continues to happen, like a domino effect, that it's touching things, a domino effect. And this is a number 1 and number 10 in numerology because there is something that is beginning to start. Now you got to really pay attention to this because this has to do with your intuition. You really got to pay into your intuition because whatever these synchronistic events that are happening, which we call destiny, then destiny is about, I'm going to put that up, it's driving me crazy, sorry. But destiny is about events that are happening to get us to our purpose or calling in our place. Right. And so the current energy, which is very interesting, and it's happened a lot in March. We've had this card come up a lot in March, and Star, if you've been watching, you probably will notice this, is that the current energy is the cow. The cow is the number 2. So you got 1, 2, and then you actually jump to 5. However, that I understand why that's 5. But the cow is number 2, and the cow can either bring things together or separate things. And this really depends on your mind and your thought process and where your heart is, because these two play together 100%. They can't work individually. There's no way that these two cards can work separately, because the divine is feeding your spirit, whether you're paying attention and hearing it. That is the synchronistic part, is feeding it. However, if your mind is really caught in there, then what's going to happen is your mindset is going to take over, which is more earthly than spiritually. And so you're going to be backwards, and your things are going to begin, these synchronistic events are going to happen not the way that they're probably supposed to. I don't know if that makes sense to anybody, but I can see, like, it's sort of like getting on a merry-go-round, and you're supposed to be going this way, but then if you start thinking from your head first, it begins to go backwards rather than forwards. And so we begin to a process of, like, sort of like him saying up there, oh, here we go again. We're going to have to sit and wait this one out because they chose to go this way again. That's where it's at. So that is the cow. Now the cow is, again, like, the reason why I said these two together, guys, is because the cow is about what it eats and what it's going to poop out. So if it's going to eat healthy and nutritious stuff, if it's going to eat and drink good water, or is it going to be tainted, poison, toxic, whatever, then it's going to poop out, or the milk is going to be rancid. It's not going to be good. So this is about your body and your mind, what you're putting into it. This is about your spirit, what you're putting into it. And are you listening to it? Are you listening to your intuition? Are you allowing that supernatural side of you come out and flourish? Because that's the number 2. So you're either going to choose good eating, good health, good ways of making your decisions and things like that, and or are you going to struggle with yourself, fight yourself? Are you going to pick the wrong things? Are you going to allow people into your life that are not supposed to even be in there? Are you going to allow bad habits to be there that should be gone? Those kind of things. And that's either going to, number 2, put you together, bring you together into a partnership with yourself, or are you going to divide your partnership? Because if you think about it, we're a one being, mind, spirit, and body, right? But they're all separate elements. But one cannot work without the other. However, like my friend that we had a debate with over this weekend, he thinks more of the mind first. Well, the mind starts everything. Everything starts with the mind. I'm like, yeah, if you're earthly, yes, it does. No. And as we sort of debated how spirit, it starts with spirit. When you throw in the word intuition, where do you get your intuition from? That doesn't come from your mind. That does not come from your mind. It has to start with your spirit first, because that's where everything is based from. Your foundation is based from. Yes, it is possibly very, very much testing you. Yeah, you know, we get tested spiritually all the time. And I remember driving one day before I got let go in May of my job. I remember I was being tested about something, and I thought I was strong and doing what I was supposed to be doing, and I failed that test. And I was at a stoplight, and I'm like, oh my God, you just tested me and I failed. And he goes, you're not ready yet. I'm like, ugh. I was so mad that day, but I literally heard, you are not ready yet. You are almost there, but you are not ready yet. And I'm always like, oh, now I got to take that test again. It's a very hard battle, because you know what? We have a will of want. That's our person, that is our earth side. Then we have the will of what we need, which is our divine side. This for you, Star, is a rebirth time. This is a rebirth time. Sorry about that, guys. I do not work on Sundays. This is my playtime. So, sorry. I got people calling me all over the place for leather work, so. But I don't work on Sundays. This is my only day I take off. So let's see what the first card out is for you guys. This is a huge message for you guys. It really, really is. Even just with the oracles, I could almost stop right there and keep going on with that, because this is all about your destiny. This is all about what's happening in your life right now and your destiny. Okay. This is not about your purpose. This is about the destiny to get to your purpose or your calling, whatever you're supposed to be doing right now. I will ask in this, because the cow is about giving or asking and receiving. I will ask, I should have asked this in every sign this week, but I will ask, where in your week were you either asked to help with something or that you offered to help with something? There was a need in your week somewhere that you were asked to either help or do. And my thing is, if you're watching, or if you're watching on the recorded, I would love to know a comment. I was asked to do, you don't have to tell me exactly what it is, but I was asked to do blah, 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 and I did it, and the outcome was great, the outcome was bad. Or I didn't do it, and the outcome was what? I would love to know, because there's not only one, but there's several people out here that either you were asked to do something or help with something, and either you did or you didn't. I would love to know, because this is where your test is. This is where your test is. Because with these synchronistic events, it cannot end with you. Okay, Divine's saying it doesn't end with you. All right. You guys, I'm using a walker. I'm an old lady now. I'm using a walker. It better not be. Let me tell you. All right, but I do have to reach down and get this card. Oh, yeah. Hierophant. First card out. Divine, guys. Divine. I'm telling you. I'm going to tell you. Yes. Uh-huh. Well, here's the thing, though. If you really know Divine, if you really know who he is, yeah, you will know that you're trying to be tricked. So that's the thing, is you really to sit back and analyze, okay, if it's of Divine, it would be doing da 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 da. If it is of something more low vibrational to trick me, it will be doing da 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 da. So if there's any manipulation in there, it's low vibrational. If it's anything to lift you up in love or whatever it is, it's definitely of the Divine. You have to know the truth. You have to know where truth lies first, and then you will never question. Never question. In fact, when you do question, the Divine will give you the answer immediately. That even happened with this new person that I was starting to date. I was like, and I had to sit there and analyze for a few hours, and I'm like, this isn't of you, is it? Oh, that's a good way. He's a really good manipulator, but this isn't of you. No, it's not. So, bye-bye. All right, so we do have, remember, we have a rebirth coming. We have something new coming. Okay, this is definitely, you got to pay attention to this, because it's all about the Hierophant. This is about spirit now. This is about you asking spirit, you asking to receive. You have to be in details. Be detailed how you ask, guys. Because if you ask, you will receive. Now, will you receive it now? I don't know. Will you receive it later? I don't know. Will you receive it at all? I don't know. He might have something better. So I don't know that. But you have to ask. Yeah. So you're fighting yourself. You're fighting other people. Somebody's really confused. Somebody's sort of questioning their integrity and characters now, because they allowed the human to get into their head. And that's where you backtrack and you say, you know what? So, that bugger. Yep, he's playing with somebody's head, definitely. He's hugely playing with somebody's head. Because you know what? He knows you're about ready to break to another level. He wants to keep you bounded. He is so playing with somebody's head because he sees this newness and he knows that, oh my gosh, look at this. I hope you guys can see this. I don't know if it's just me, but look at that. You started out with Hierophant, with something new coming your way, something either birthing or rebirthing, and you are fighting yourself because this guy says, no, I don't want you to have that. The closer you get to it, the more struggle it's going to be. Stay strong in divine. Stay strong in your intuition. Stay strong in spirit. Stay strong. Ask for protection. Ask for guidance. Ask for help. Stay strong because he is on your heels. This is bounding. This is keeping you bound to the lower vibrations. This is keeping you bound to things that are actually more destructive to you or your family or things around you. Stay strong because there is a birth coming. There is a new birth coming. This is huge. This is huge. Now, you look at the Hierophant, there's two people there, right? There's two students. Now, are they listening and paying attention and going to listen and do what the Hierophant says? Or are they going to actually say, yeah, okay, well, that's cool what he said, but you know what? I'm going to go do my own thing. That's the human. That's the human side. Because to be staying with the Hierophant, with energies of truth, you know, people say, oh, she's talking about religion. I'm talking about truth, absolute truth, where it comes from energy, spirit, divine, wherever you want to call it, absolute truth. It's not of this earth. It is of a different dimension. It's a different realm. So that is not an earth-based truth. And that's what I'm talking about. Walking in truth and in love and in light. All right. My daughter, I don't know if you can hear, but she was playing this game and it's ticking her off. And so she's yelling at the game. Cracks me up. It's like, the game can't hear you. But you know what? I just do my thing. She does her thing. We have the King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles. Why are the Pentacles here? Oh my gosh. Double Hierophant, guys. Double Hierophant. This is a huge message for somebody. And remember, the first card out is the raven. The raven is extremely smart. You know, in biblical sense, they say it's a dirty bird kind of a thing. However, the raven was used a lot as an analogy of how something rises up from being something that is the most uncommon thing to be dirty or unclean kind of a thing to come up. They use a lot of different stories, of course, there. But the thing is, in these synchronistic events, it actually rises you to the top. And so this is what is happening. The bird rises because he can fly, he can elevate, he can move things. Again, it's not whatever's going on in your life. I don't know who this is for, but definitely whatever's going in your life whatever is happening is not a coincidence. Really take heed to what is going on around you, because this is not a coincidence. Now, we've got the King of Pentacles in here. I'd like to get clarification on why you brought him in, though, because this is all about communication. We've got the Wands. We've got three of the Arcanas. We've got a lot of fives. Numerologies 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, something is really new to somebody, really uncomfortable about starting something, extremely uncomfortable. But this newness is going to wear off, hon. Whoever this is, it's going to wear off. You know, because here's the thing: is that when you're a novice or you're new at something or you don't understand something, then you have to dig deeper within yourself. This is definitely a battle, a spiritual battle, because who wins? How many of the devil are there? How many of the Hierophants are there? Yeah. Anyway, the thing is, this is a huge spiritual battle for somebody, but this is actually getting you ready for something new. And you're going to feel a little bit uncomfortable for something for a bit, but I don't know. This might have something to do turn your finances around a little bit, because we've got the King of Pentacles in there. And the King of Pentacles is about money and authority and how to handle their budgets and how to handle that. But the Hierophant is the opposite end. The Hierophant doesn't care about money. It's not about money. He does care about how you handle it. You know, if you're going to go blow it and everything. Number 5 again. This is all about a newness. I'm excited for somebody. Some door is opening and the devil does not want you to have it. Woo! This is a good thing. This is a spiritual thing. You're going to win this battle. You're going to actually come. It's like the phoenix coming out of the ashes. You are going to just grow from whatever this experience is that you're going through. You're not going to grow like this much. You're going to go like this much. This is huge. This is huge. But you got to ask him. You got to be talking to him. Please talk to him. Talk to the divine. Talk to God, Allah, Yahweh, whoever you call him. Talk to him. Listen. He's needing you to do that. Because there is a battle here. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Oh, you're a little shit. Look at this. So you got the Hierophant, and look at in the center. He's looking at him like, you know what? I'm an arrogant. I got this. Ha, ha, ha. And then you got the devil. He's like, oh, yeah. And the devil's thinking. And the low vibration, that low vibration, low energies, that snake in the grass kind of a thing. Like, I got it. Because something you've been had temptation with this last week. Again, these synchronistic events. This is what divine is. Oh, thank you. Divine is telling that whatever these synchronistic events happened this last week or recently or are coming up, really be mindful. Really be mindful, because there is a temptation there that is, you're going to either fail the test or you're going to make it. Because this is something big, of something that you may want, you may grow from, but this is definitely, oh, thank you. So when we get tested, thank you. I hate this, but you got to know. I'm not going to ever hold anything back from you. And I really apologize for me squirming around. I really do. It's just my leg. I can't stay stable in one spot. The birth and rebirth. Okay, if you look at birth, that is something new that maybe we've never done before, and we've learned a lesson. It's sort of like, okay, the stove is hot, and as a child, we sit there and look at the stove. We can feel the heat as a child, and mom says, "Don't touch that." And so usually with the human side of the brain, we're sitting there, I'm going to just touch it anyway, just to see. That's the human side. But the spiritual side of that little person is, I'm going to trust and believe that she said it's hot because I don't want to get hurt. So I'm not going to touch it. That's birth. You've already understood. But now through being a human side of the brain, that we go and we touch it. Okay. And we have just learned not to touch it again. That's rebirth. So you're in a bad relationship. Maybe you had some domestic abuse. Maybe you know now the red flags and the signs of domestic abuse. You're not in a relationship. You've been burnt once. You ain't going to go back. But the rebirth is that you never go back. But here's the thing. If your intuition was telling you when you first met that person, hey, don't go there. Here's some red flags. Oh, but you know that they're just that way. And the intuition tells you again, no, I'm trying to show you. I'm trying to protect you. That would be birth if you said, no, I'm not going to go into that relationship. That's the difference between spiritual mindset and earthly mindset is that you are going to trust and have faith what that intuition is telling you, what those little voices in your head are telling you, unless you're schizophrenic. Please be careful with that. And that's not even a funny, because some people are schizophrenic and you would not know, unless they're diagnosed with it. However, you definitely want to really pay attention so that you don't have to have a rebirth. Now, a lot of the times with that rebirth, if you've been in a cycle over and over, I just keep picking the bad guys. I keep picking the bad girls. Is there any good? Then you start getting in a bad attitude and a bad thought process and a twisted thought process. There's never any good girls out here. There's never any good guys out here. They're all the good ones are taken. Or you start getting in this cycle of telling yourself that things are not true. However, the reason why you've been picking the wrong people over and over again is because of something broken here, and that you haven't learned your rebirth lesson. Where did all that come from? Trust me, I've been through a couple of those. But remember, I just told you I had a test right before I left that company. Remember I told you about that? And what happened was, that was something new to me that I hadn't really experienced, but I didn't listen to the intuition in the very beginning. If I'd had listened to it, then I would have not experienced it. I would have passed the test and I would have moved on. I don't even remember what the test is. I don't have as many tests now because I go to him 100% for everything. But this is where it's all at. All right. So let's see if there's anything else. I still would like clarification why the Knight of Pentacles is here, because he's on the side. The devil is in between the Pentacles and the fighting. Everything is number 5, fresh and new. Gosh, so many 5s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 number 5s. So much instability, so much, because this battle is not over. This is a spiritual battle. I had a friend come to me this weekend and she was venting. I felt so bad for her. But she was telling me things over and over and over, and that happened to her this week. Actually, just even during the weekend, almost in 2 days, and she was in tears. I'm not to, belittle that at all. I felt bad for her. But I said, well, honey, these are done in 3s, so you're done. It's all okay. You're done. You're the third thing has happened. She goes, do you think so? And I said, yeah, no, I pretty much know so. So, hey, Vicky, sorry I missed you there. Welcome. Star. I'm going to go ahead and get into some of these. Now, if you have questions, remember you can always ask, and I will usually ask them or answer them at the end, unless it's coinciding with our discussion here of what the reading is. But just know that if you are going to ask a question, that you be prepared for the answer. All right? Because the answer is not me. I'm just a conduit. Oh my gosh, guys. I think this is why the divine calls me divine warrior. I don't know. I'm actually about in tears. This is something, and I don't mean in tears for myself. Let me answer that in a second, Vicky, for you. Definitely. I get, as an empath, certain energies hit me. And especially if I'm doing a reading and I know somebody's out there watching, whether they're watching now or whether they're watching on the reload or whatever you call it, I get emotional. I hate that part of being an empath. But this is something. This is something huge for somebody. So give me a minute. This battle You will win. And I will pray over this battle after this reading. You will win. And the divine, you really need to pay attention to your intuition. You really need to pay into your spiritual side and the things that are being told in your head that are lifting you up and going to push you through and make it through. This is where I would love to have a coaching session with you, because this is where you need your resilience, your perseverance. This is where you need to be feeding all the good things into your head, because something or someone is freaking pounding you, and this is a huge, huge test for somebody. But I will tell you, at the end of this, you are going to win. You are going to make it. You are going to either have a rebirth or a birth. And this is going to bring you way to a different level. This is wow. I don't get emotional very often, guys, but I can just feel the divine in me working and trying to say, I am here. I am here to fight for you. I am here. I am not going anywhere. Trust in me. Believe in me. I am going to walk you through this. I am going to get you through this. I am going to make sure that you come out with flying colors, and that you are going to make this, and this lesson is going to be a huge, huge lesson for you, and you are going to grow above and beyond, and it's not going to end with you. It's going to help others. I don't know who this is for. Wow. This is a battle. Wow. You're going to win it. And you know why? Because if you need a human being, if you need a person on your side, you've got me. I am a divine warrior, and I have beat many, many, many spiritual battles, and I've helped others beat spiritual battles, and you will get through it. It's not will, it's you will. You are going to get through it, and whatever it is, you are. And you've got to do it with the divine, though. You have to do it with the divine. You cannot do this spiritual battle on your own. And that's what he's counting on. For you to stay isolated and by yourself and alone. No, you cannot do that. There are people that are going to support you, lift you up. You have to lift yourself up. You have to make sure that you're talking to yourself. And I know this is going a little longer, but this is something very important to somebody. This could be, I don't know if this is life. I don't know what is going on, but that is the hugest battle. And you know why I know you're going to win? Because one, you got me on your side praying for you. And two, you've got the Hierophant first card out. First card out. And he's also talking to you that these are happening for a reason. Stay strong. Be in strength. Be in courage. Be in love. Do not get what do you call that? Do not get a revenge. Do not go that path. Do not think that path. Do not work that path. Because that is what the devil wants. Low vibrational, anger, bitterness. That's what he wants. Don't go there. Don't go there. Don't go there. Sorry, guys. I'm going to start crying again. This energy is powerful. I can feel it. This energy is not going to let up. This energy is powerful. But you know what? His is a million times more powerful. There is nothing comparison to his. And a lot of people say, well, you know, the devil and the divine, or devil and God. No, he is nothing. He's nothing. There is no comparison. There is nothing, no power that will ever match his. None. Divine warrior. Yes. All right. Woo. All right. Let me I'll give you the cards here, the oracles for the planets here in a second. Let me sort of detract for that for a minute, because this energy, I don't know who it is, but it's really powerful. I don't want to say it's a dark energy, but it is just a powerful energy that does not want somebody to get their rewards and their things. You fight. You fight. All right. Whew. All right. Let me just go to a couple of things here. It says, yeah, give him no attention. Yep, you can't give that negative energy any attention. You have to, he is insignificant and a joke to me. Yep. And you need to laugh at him. Yep. But you can laugh at him, but remember, he has power. So, sometimes he'll come back as vengeance, even stronger. So you have to be prepared to be fight stronger. It's sort of like, I don't know if you guys like to watch paranormal stuff, but the thing is that I'm one, and a lot of people ask me, well, do you do witchcraft and all that? No, I'm not that kind of a person. However, I don't play with that. I do know, and I have witnessed powers of energies from the other side. I've had a poltergeist. I've had those kind of things. I do not entertain or even think that I'm even more powerful. We have no idea what's on the other side. We have no clue. So I don't entertain. I don't provoke. I don't challenge. I don't do any of that kind of stuff because I've had spirits in my house before. And some of them are residual energies. If you don't know what residual energies are for spirits, I can always do a video if you guys like me to do a video on residual energies versus what a spirit is or a paranormal thing is. I can do that for you too. But yeah. So anything spiritual for Vicky. Vicky, you're supposed to be watching this for whatever reason. I think you're here for a purpose. I think that the divine did not have you come here on a coincidence. So if you haven't been able to see this, there is a message in there for you. I don't know if you're fighting a spiritual battle, but there is something here as far as fuel or food for you. If you haven't seen some of my videos, I have a bunch of free videos on spiritual growth, and that is on Divine Warrior Intuitive or on this channel. Any of my, if you go on Get Balanced 2020, they're all linked together. Everything's linked together because basically I have Divine Warrior Intuitive. That's my main thing right now, spiritual growth. But there is a reason why you're here. And I think that this is actually a first step for you. This is really, this isn't a coincidence, as some people would say, that you're here. I believe that you are here for a reason. And I think that with this energy that's going on, there may be something coming your way that you're going to need that spiritual help, guidance, and whatever. Yeah. Hello, what is it? Strew Cookie. Why? Oh, my horse's name was Cookie. I've been on a spiritual battle between fear and love, but I think I'm winning. That is a huge thing. Now, just for your Strew Cookie, the thing is with Divine, I don't know if you're new to my channel. If you are, there is some videos also about that. However, you'll hear me talk about the divine, and the divine is love, and the divine is truth. So if you're living by divine's truth, you will know what love is. And the only thing that I would say is that there is a spiritual battle there going, because we do two of the things in our life, make decisions and choices by. And I used to fight this thought process. A lady friend who's a medium, she told me this, and I was like, no, that's not true. That's not true. And I would go back home and I would analyze it, and then we'd go have lunch again, and I'm like, no, what about this? And what about this? And she's like, and she would be able to deflect everything. And so the way we make our decisions is that we make them either by making a choice out of love, or we make a choice out of fear. So you have to decide which way you want to live your life. Fear is done based on first dimension and earth. Okay, so we fear, a lot of people are more fearful because of what other people would say. And if you're going to do something out of love, everything that you do, that's more uplifting. And the more choices you make out of love rather than fear, and love starts with yourself. That's where you've got to ask your question, Strew, are you making your decisions based out of love for yourself first? That's where it all starts. And if you're making something out of fear, well, I'm afraid, you have to go to the root where that fear starts. And then that spiritual battle actually becomes less and less and less, because with that spiritual battle, you will see where your fear is rooted. A lot of it is feared, like when my sexual abuse from my my family member, my brother actually, that we became a fear of many, many, many things, which spilled over not only into my youth, but it spilled over into my adolescence, which spilled over into my young adulthood until I really got a handle in my 30s on my healing. And not only did secular counseling, but I began to listen to what the divine was telling me about myself and what people were actually portraying, or I heard like 2-3 times over and over again. And then I would analyze it myself. However, I didn't come out telling people about my spiritual side until probably 2-3 years ago. And I told my daughter first, and I said, I'm coming out, and the divine keeps yelling at me that he wants to use me. And I'm like, I don't know what he wants. I don't know how he wants it. But I have gifts. I hear, and the only gift I don't have that so far that I've witnessed is I don't see. But I don't know. I just saw my dog the other day who's passed on. So I don't know if he's working on stuff. However, this is a spiritual battle. You have to find out where the foundation of your fear is. And then that you can begin to conquer. Now, somebody's going to say, well, what about serial murderers? What about that kind of a thing? If you really look back at somebody that has to kill over and over, and I talk about that because my brother was murdered. But the thing is that when you look at murder, or even somebody who would do something destructive of that way, there's a lot of reasons. Could be physiological reasons, psychological reasons. However, it's a fear-based. Go back to that child, find out. It's like, okay, how many of you guys know the Lion King or whatever? Not the Lion King. What is it? The Tiger King or whatever his name is. I couldn't even watch that for a few minutes because I could see the pain and the fear and the anger and the bitterness and the resentment that started way back from his childhood. A lot of people thought it was a lot of funny. It was weird, whatever. I felt sad and bad for the guy because he was messed up from childhood. And that all could have been prevented. However, he did all of those decisions out of fear. So I didn't mean to go on to a counseling, or not counseling, but a coaching session with that. But that's where sort of that goes and comes from. All right. So let's see what the planets are going to say real quick. Wow, this is a lot longer. I hope you guys, but if anybody else has a question out there while I finish up here, definitely come ahead. Oh my gosh, just seeing these two devil cards separated. It's just... All right. But you know what? I got the power of the divine, and nobody is going to mess with me. Nope. I got the power within, so nobody's going to. So, all right. So let's see what we got the planets for this weekend and the future. Now, remember, you guys, this rebirth and birthing future, this is something going on with somebody. This is a spiritual thing that's going on. The other thing, too, it's not just for this next week. I really feel that these energies are going to be for the next couple of weeks. All right. I just really feel like it's going to be for the next couple of weeks. All right. And while I'm shuffling these, please don't forget to like, not just mine, for any YouTube creator. A lot of people do not realize how important the likes are for any video that you watch. Even if you go on there for even a minute or two and you sort of enjoyed it, hit that like, because that's YouTube. I found out, I guess I'm at 10,000 views. Thank you guys. I really appreciate that. I guess that's a big thing. I just do it because I love it. However, what I understand is that if you hit enough likes, then the YouTube reviews it. So the more you hit a creator's like on their video, the more that chance of that video itself gets to be viewed by a lot more people. So I don't understand it. I just do what I do. And go from there. But don't forget to hit the likes. And then if you subscribe and hit the bell, you'll know when I'm on live. I have one of my friends, my male friends. He's such a sweetheart. He used to be an old roommate. And he, just to support my channel, he went and subscribed on my channel. And he works daytime and stuff. And we chat probably a couple of times a week. And he's like, I sure get a lot of notifications that you're online. I said, you can delete it if you want. That's not a problem. He goes, no, actually, you're quite interesting. He didn't know I did this kind of stuff. So he goes, it's actually sort of interesting. So So I can understand if somebody doesn't want to do that. Okay, so these are the planets for the future energies. I'm going to say this is not only for this weekend, but coming up. But we've got, again, the number 5. We've got a number 3, and then we've got a number 6. So this is an acknowledgement that things are going to be new, going to be fresh. There is something new coming up. But we have to work at that shadow work. We're definitely working at the shadow work, and it isn't going to be overnight that things are going to happen. This is not going to happen overnight. And then the result is definitely wide open. And the wide open is, are you going to learn a lesson, or you're not going to learn a lesson? Is this something that you're going to grow from, or is this something that you're going to learn to never go back to? Sort of like the past should stay there. We never want to go back to the past, kind of a thing. But be patient with yourself. This is a new process. This is something new for somebody. Whatever is going on, be patient, analyze what's going on, all these events, what has been happening, analyze that, make sure that you're feeding yourself all positive, high vibrational energy stuff, nature, talking to yourself, listening to positive music, or things that don't say, things that'll bring a low vibration or a energy of anxiety or anger or bitterness. And once you start getting that, that's the devil working in there. Yeah, get angry, get angry, get angry, get bitter, get bitter, get bitter. Stop yourself. And literally, when I studied martial arts, that's what we did. We take a deep breath in and let it out, because you want to get rid of that negative energy. You do not want to let that fester inside you. Let it go. It's not important. It's not important. That the thing is for you to get calm, grounded, and back in peace again is important. All right. So this is really, man, I think if you watch this and you got something out of it, it's a long one, and I apologize, but you need to go back through and rewatch it. Or if you know this is somebody, or you know that this relates to somebody, have them watch it, even if it isn't their sign. Just have them go through and say, hey, this was, pretty interesting, and you might relate to this. So maybe have them go through it. It doesn't have to be that sign. This is just this is the divine talking to somebody, whoever that is. This, again, that's the intuitive. That is the divine. This is a spiritual message for somebody. I don't know who that is. Wow. And I apologize for getting emotional. I can't help it. It's an empath. And when it's sort of like me and underdogs. You cannot pick on an underdog around me, because you know what? It's not the mama bear that comes out. It's this spiritual side that comes out that says, you are so wounded that you need to pick on somebody to show power. We need to heal you. We need to get you off of that, because I bet you would never do that in a normal circumstance. Sort of like when my brother was murdered, the guy was completely high off cocaine. Actually, I think it was crack cocaine. And people are like, how can you forgive him? Because I know that if he was in his right mind, he would have never murdered him, because he knew my brother. And so he would have never murdered him. But because he wasn't in his right mind, he was in a very different mindset that he would have, but he might not even remember doing it. So, you can't look at that person. That is the devil's side. That's the low vibrational side. That's, the bad side. But I do forgive my brother's killer. Do I accept it? No. Is it right? No. Is my brother coming back? Nope. But there's things in our spiritual battles that we have to learn. So if you ever go through a spiritual battle, I'm talking to anybody out there, and you need somebody to support you, stand by you, you don't understand how to fight that battle, let me know, because I will do a prayer after this for whoever this is. But I will not only go into prayer with you, I will help you through that battle as much as I can. Everything is free on my channel. Everything is free. The only time I will charge is if I'm really swamped and I've got, my schedule's packed, and you want a one-on-one really in depth. Then that's the only time I would really charge. And I think I've had many, many people email me, and we've done Skypes, and it hasn't cost anybody a dime. I mean, there was like one or two, but not hardly any. So if you need more information, go to either divinewarrior.com or getbalance2020.com and see some of the things that I do there. But also too, don't ever hesitate to email me, comment, or whatever. All right. I love you guys. Thank you so much. It's so good to be back. And I'm sorry this is so long. This is probably the longest one, guys. Wow. But you guys deserve it because I have been gone for a while. So I love you guys very, very much. And Star, if you're still here, thanks for popping in again. Stru, Vicky, everybody. And don't ever hesitate to ask questions, but be ready for the answers because I don't know what the divine's going to tell you what to do or say or how to go about it. All right. We'll see you on the 29th because this was till the 28th. So we will talk to you then. I'm not quite sure if I'm going to be doing a full moon. I just have not been able to study yet. So just make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that button. All right. Take care. Thanks, Star, for popping in. All right. Bye-bye.